Hey, hey! It's Terry Tully coming to you from It's Fabricated, where we do galvanized steel home decor, and we have this really awesome porch sign called Porch Candy. So, I am live this afternoon. What time is it? A little after 2. And I am going to make our 6 petal flower. So just a little bit ago, probably, I think at 2 o'clock, we released our first summer craft kit. And I have to make a video to accompany the craft kit anyway, so if you're catching a replay, you can fast forward through this. I thought we'll just go ahead and make it live. And then I'll be able to save it, and we'll be able to put it on our YouTube channel, and it'll be there for anyone who wants to get a craft kit and needs some instructions. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. It doesn't look like there's anybody joined, but that's okay because you can catch the replay. So if you're catching the replay, let me know. I'm going to actually just try to turn this on my other phone so I can see, just so I don't miss any comments and whatnot. So there we go. All right, so 6 petal flower. This one is the 12-inch, and if you can kind of see these little skinnier petals, this is actually the sides. So you kind of got these little bulkier petals up top and these little skinnier petals. For purposes of time and whatnot, I did go ahead, and you guys come in and say hi. I'm just going to be making a 6 petal flower. We just released a 6 petal flower craft kit. So I thought I'll just go live and make the 6 petal flower, and then it'll be here in the Facebook feed, and we'll put it on our YouTube channel. But the 6 petal flower, these petals are a little bit skinnier. So if you look at that, you can tell these are the sides, and then these 2 petals at the top and the 2 petals at the bottom are a little chunkier. For purposes of time, I am actually going to do the 12-inch and the 24. Oh, see, there it goes. So you can see these are kind of skinnier petals. Let me back up. And then the chunkier petals. Well, you'll also be able to tell if you get holes because your holes will be on the top petals. But these colors right here are the colors that are coming in the 6 petal craft kit. This is currently my color palette obsession. The sunflower yellow, the pink, the orange, and the teal. And you can do so many things with this. The one that we have in our example, I think, is orange with pink and then the yellow and the teal accents. So we're going to do something different with these. Obviously, this one's going to start yellow. So what else do you get in the craft kit? You get bristle brushes, okay? You're going to get a little detail brush. You're going to get a polka dot maker. And you're going to get some wire. And you're going to get a stencil. And the stencil will look like this. So obviously you would cut out this big one for the center. I've already cut one out for purposes of time. So you would cut out the big one for the 6 petal, the 24-inch, and the little one for the 12-inch. So you'll get this stencil to cut out so you don't have to worry about freehanding your middle to the 6 petal at all. All right, well, we do galvanized steel, right? So when you get your craft kit, it's going to be texture sprayed, so it's going to feel bumpy. Steel is really slick, so we texture spray them so that you don't have to put loads, paint dry, paint dry, paint dry, and layer the paint up. You can just use your bristle brush and typically do 1 coat. This is 1 coat. The way we paint on our kind of vibe is to give kind of a little bit of the background showing through, so it looks a little bit rustic, a little bit shabby, but you certainly don't have to do that. If you like more of a full coverage, you can cover the whole thing. So I'm going to start by painting this 24-inch so we can get it to drying. Oh, what color should we make it? I think we'll do pink because we did this one yellow. So we'll do pink. If you've never crafted with me before, I'm about the most awkward crafter on the planet. So things happen, like bottles fly across the room and, all the things. So you just never know. You got to be alert. Oh. actually going to use some well-loved bristle brushes. When you get your new bristle brushes, rub them really hard on your hand, and you might be able to see these bristles falling out. So you just want to rub them really hard and kind of, because they shed really bad when they're new. So that's why the well-loved brush is, it doesn't do that. So once it's, been used and washed a few times and those loose hairs have come out, you don't have to worry about that. But your bristle brushes will be brand new. So again, just rub them really, they're like falling all over. Really, 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 really hard on your hands. That way, you will get rid of some of that shedding. But if you do get a little bristle shed, is that a thing? I think it's a thing. It's a thing now. Bristle shed. Say that sometimes real fast. You can just push it off to this side and then grab it and get it on its way. So for purposes of this, we are using well-loved brush, so we don't have to spend a bunch of time getting our bristle shreds. I don't even know now. Have you ever done that? You say the word so many times, you have no idea what the word is now. All right, so I'm just gonna load up my brush nice and thick. Oh, look, there's some of those bristles that I was getting out of there. And you can see I just picked it right up on my brush and wiped it off. I should have not done that over our project. Oh well. Live and learn, y'all, live and learn. Or think it through, Tammy, one of the two, right? So I am just, as you can see, just kind of, as I'm getting rid of my bristle sheds. That's hysterical. I'm going to be laughing about that for a while. Oh my goodness. I'm a hot mess, aren't I? I am just and I'm leaving spots, as you can kind of see there. It does take quite a bit of paint, because what I started to say, which I don't think I finished the thought, was the reason we put that texture on there is because those bumps and then grab the paint. So you're going to want to really load up your brush, because it is going to get stuck in all those little nooks and crannies of the texture spray. I'm probably going to have to put more paint in the cup. I am going to have to put more paint in the cup. These little paper cups, so much better for the environment, which I'm down for. I'm here for it. They just get mushy. Get a little mushy, but we're not reusing them for days. So again, lots of paint. We're going to load it up and then spread it out. I like to go all the same direction. Typically in the side to side, the way it's going to hang. But if you want to go up and down, you can. Just move your paint. You just want to move your paint always kind of in the same direction versus, kind of all willy-nilly. Well, I got all kinds of fun words today. Willy-nilly, what was that other thing I just said? The sun is shining. It's finally warm in central Illinois. So I am not going to complain about the heat. Ask me in August, and I might feel differently about it, but I feel like it was cold for so long, forever. It was like the longest winter ever. That can have something to do with my age. I don't know. Getting older, you're less tolerant. All right, that's it, y'all. Which way do I go? So again, you can kind of see where I left those spots. I like that. That's kind of our vibe. If you don't like it, that's okay. You just cover it on up. Now I'm going to take this flower and put it over in front of the fan, so hopefully by the time we put the center on this little guy, that one will be dry. All right, let me grab a paper towel so we don't do kind of paint transfer here. If you're just joining, I am making the 6 Petal Flower live. We just released it as a brand new craft kit for summer. This week on all our social media channels, we are focusing on bare metal and all the things that the DIYer can do with our shapes and all the different ways that we have to DIY it or craft it with us. So All right, so I showed you this stencil, so you're gonna cut out, if you got a 12-inch, you're gonna cut out this circle, which is what I've done here. And all I'm gonna do is, again, I'm gonna find these skinnier petals. I mean, I'm just really gonna just lay this down in the center. I'm an eyeballer of all the things, if you haven't guessed. And I'm just going to trace around it with my pencil. Maybe. You guys probably cut better than me. I am not a good cutter. Like, literally. I'm a terrible cutter. Probably got an F in that in kindergarten. And then now, hopefully you can see that, I just have that on there. Another thing I am going to throw into these craft kits is a foam brush. And the reason we don't use foam brushes a lot when we're using texture spray is because the bumpiness of it rips up the foam brush, and then you got like foamies on it. But they are a lot more precise. And if you're just using it really short term, i.e. to do your circle, it's not an issue. So I am going to throw in a foam brush too, only because you can just get right up along the edge so much nicer. All right, so I know there's a few of you out there. So here are your color choices. What color should we make the center? These are your color choices. Well, not yellow, because the flower's yellow. So should we make the center pink, orange, or teal? Look, here they are up against it. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Does anybody have a preference? This is like interactive live. You pick the colors. What color do you think? I know, I'm leaning towards pink. What do you guys think? I don't know. Like I said, I'm just... Oh, teal. Diane says teal. So that's what we will do. We will do teal. You can't go wrong with any of the colors. That, like I said, right now is just like my all-time, right now, favorite color palette. It switches quite a lot. If you're doing this at home as a craft kit, you can use a paper plate. You saw I had those little paper cups. These little Dixie cups work. When I'm just using a little bit of paint, I try to use these little plastic trays that I just got from Amazon, just so we're not creating more waste for no reason. All right, so I'm just gonna use my foam brush. There's a glare, so apologize looking at the top of my head. I am just going to fill in my little circle. And you see how this foam brush just goes really nice. It lays down and it goes right around the edge. I need to get like a lazy Susan for my painting because I just turn my projects so much when I paint. It's like it feels like some days I can only paint in one direction, or I paint better coming towards me than going away from me, if that makes any sense. So boom, easy peasy, now it has a center. All right, so while we're on this flower, which, look, I got teal on its little petal, but that doesn't even mean man, because we're gonna do some squishies and add a lot of fun colors on the outside. But I am going to go ahead and put my polka dots on here. You get a polka dot maker in your craft kit. And I'm going to use cream for my polka dots. You can use whichever of these colors you get in your craft kit that you would like. If you have acrylic craft paints like Apple Barrel, or what are some of the other names? Amira something. You know, like those little craft acrylic paints. You can use those too. So if you have those already at home, you can mix it up. So I just loaded up my spouncer, and then I'm just going to press wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. These are sponge-like, so if you might have noticed I was kind of wiping it off on the edge. You want to do that only because otherwise it makes, kind of like this one, has that kind of thick ridge around it. No one's going to notice that but you. But wiping off some of the paint is helpful. I'm going to put a polka dot right over where I had that paint splatter. That is the beautiful thing about paint. You make a mistake, you just paint over it. If you're just joining us, we released the 6-petal craft kit today. So we are making this live. If you are catching the replay, We are working on polka dots. We've already done the center of the 12-inch. This craft kit comes in a 12-inch. And the big dude, the door hanger, 24-inch. These little 12-inch shapes are so fun for adding a little pop of color to cubicles, adding them into an arrangement. You know, some people use the, what do you call those things? The hook things that go on your siding hooks. And, you know, can hang the flowers off of there. So, many ways to use them. All right, so here's where we're at so far. We got polka dots and we have a center. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna trade, hopefully, our pink 24-inch that we already painted is dry. It is. I bought a new fan for here a while back, and that sucker is like a jet engine. I mean, it'll freeze you out of here. So it is actually the only fan that we own in the shop that actually blows air. The rest of these fans, I'm like, is this thing even on? All right, so with the 24-incher, again, back to your stencil, you're gonna cut out the big part, okay, for your craft kit. For purposes of time, I have already done that, and we're gonna just do the exact same thing. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it here and trace around it. Boom. Now, if in your craft kit you're only going to have one foam brush, but you can, well, that isn't going to matter because you're not going to probably be making multiples, but if you are, you can just wash it out and then just be sure you wring all the water out of it, and you know, like with a paper towel, so wash it under the sink, squeeze it out, and then get a paper towel to soak up the rest of the water. So if you're going to like immediately use it again, that way it won't thin out your paint. You guys, my brain does this thing where it just like pauses and I don't know what the next word is. Let me shake this up. We're gonna put yellow in the center of this guy, I think. Oh gosh, I don't know, yellow or orange. I love this color combo so much. What was my first instinct was yellow. We're doing yellow. But we're gonna use all the colors eventually. This is our sunflower yellow. And it's like the perfect yellow. I love it. All right. So if you don't want to get a craft kit, but you just want to buy this flower bare metal, this is an 8-inch circle that is in the center of the 24-inch, and it's a 4-inch circle that's in the middle of the 12-inch. And you can just print that out on your own home computer to use as a stencil versus trying to freehand that circle on there too. I got a glare, so you're gonna look at the top of my head. This is probably one reason why I didn't want to use yellow. You almost have to do 2 coats with yellow, which isn't a huge deal. We'll see how it comes out. We'll see. I'm spinning again. I need a lazy Susan. I see crafters do that, and they just put them on flat lazy Susans, and then they just spin their project a lot more easily. So that's a really good idea. As a matter of fact, I probably have one. I just have to locate it. If you're a crafter, tell me if you can relate to this. You have a lot of things. You know you have one, you're just not sure where it's at. Or is that just me? I don't know. Oh, it's not terrible. I don't hate it. I might do another coat. Let's see. You can see the pink through there, which I don't mind terribly, but let me do this. Your bristle brush carries a lot more paint. Hey, Uncle Gary. I'm just creating the 6 Petal Flower live here. We released it as a craft kit today. So I have to make a video for those folks who want to craft along. So I thought, well, heck, let me just do it live. All right, squirrel. So what I was saying was your bristle brushes will carry or load a lot more paint. So I used that foam brush. Now I'm just kind of coming back in with my bristle brush to kind of even this out so I don't have to wait for it to dry because I have no patience. And we can move on to the really fun part of adding all the colored swishies and whatnot in. So I'm just kind of coming back with my bristle brush and adding in some more yellow to cover up those kind of thin, that's the word I was looking for. I wanted to say light, but really I meant thin, those thin spots. Oh yeah, see, that looks good, not bad, not too shabby. All right, so that's what we got so far. Now, did I bring 2 polka dot makers? I did not. So, I'm gonna dip into my polka dot maker stash. Now, these petals are obviously a lot bigger. The polka dot maker that you're gonna get is not the little one, but it's kind of the medium. I think this one is almost an inch. Now, I would want to, because these petals are kind of chunky, put bigger polka dots on here, just to take up kind of some more of the space. These things are called spouncers, so you can see the size difference in these polka dot makers. In the kit, you're gonna get this one, but there's a lot of different ways to make polka dots, i.e. you can buy some bigger spouncers if you want bigger ones. You can trace around, like this cup is almost the same size as this polka dot, so you could trace around this with your pencil and then color it in. You could do that too. So, or you can leave the polka dots off completely. So there's a lot of different options. Okay, well, since this is the polka dot maker that you get in your kit, I'm going to use that. It's going to look fabulous either way. I would just want to, as a creative or as a DIYer, lean towards a bigger polka dot. So that's just my 2 cents. But it's going to still look great with this polka dot maker. All right. So again, I'm putting it in there, but then I'm like wiping it off, okay? Because otherwise we get that, and I might put more than 3 polka dots. Okay. Otherwise you get that ring of paint. Let's see what this looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're supposed to do things in odd numbers, right? So we need 1 more. So instead of just doing the 3 polka dots, I think I'll do 5 with this size. And then you kind of get the same color as using bigger polka dots if you were going to do 3 big polka dots or 5 small polka dots. This is all, again, my 2 cents. My 2 cents. All right. This is a little bigger sponsor, so it's like soaking up all the paint. Oh, spin. I kind of press and spin when I do mine. There's no right or wrong way to do polka dots. You just go where it moves you. Look at that one, is like, it looks fine. It just doesn't look like, it's not uniform, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Which is cool too. I kind of do the diagonal thing with polka dots, as you can see, almost like a number, like a 5 on a dice, kind of. All right, so here's where we are with the big guy. How fun is that? Right? So fun. All right, let's see if our little guy is dry. It is. I love this fan. I told my husband we should get one of those for our house. I'm not sure an industrial fan will look too good in the decor, but you know, it's going to be hot now, so what the heck. All right, so now I'm going to grab my detail brush, and this is where the magic happens, in my humble opinion. So I'm going to put all my colors in my little plastic tray. This is just a little paint tray. I think I got them probably on Amazon, where I get lots of my craft supplies. You know, you can pour these out on a paper plate too. That's perfect. So I'm just pouring all, because I'm going to use all of the colors, all of them. So pink, teal, yeah, we got them all. All right, so I'm gonna start with the creamy white because when you put white under something, it makes the colors a little bit brighter. And let's see, paper towel. All right, so I'm just gonna use my detail brush and I'm gonna kind of dip this in here and I'm just going to make little, what I refer to as swishies around the edge of the petals. I'm gonna come really close to my center. And you can see I go forwards and then backwards because there's paint on the other side of the brush that we can use. So again, and then backwards on the second stroke because you'll start to run out of paint. I hope that's helpful. At least that's how I do it. Again, no right or wrong with the creating. I forgot what I was doing there. And then back. All right, now I'm gonna do the same thing with the white. And I'm gonna kind of stand this brush up because I want these to be just a little bit skinnier. So I'm gonna use this part of the brush versus this part. Okay, so it makes it a little bit skinnier. All right, so that's what it looks like with the creamy white on it. It's gonna get amazing here pretty quick. We'll start adding in the color. Now, my paint is wet, so as I put the next color on and whatnot, it's gonna maybe blend a little bit. So you don't want that. You don't want your colors to blend together. Obviously, stay away from the wet paint or wait for it to dry and then do the next color. Either way. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the teal. And now I'm gonna kind of stand the brush up just a little bit so that it's not as thick. See there? And you can practice this on, this is just butcher paper or a paper plate or kind of whatever, any kind of paper. If you want to practice it before you actually get into the swishy business. The swishy business. I'm just continuing around. All right, so now it has the teal. How cute! All right, so I'm just gonna rinse off again. Get all of it out with my paper towel. All right, let's go ahead and do the sunflower on the inside. Again, kind of standing my brush up a little bit. There we go. I need to add the other colors. I get so excited. Let's do the pink, and then we'll see where we should put the orange, because the final color, we're just going to do just like I'm going to, for our example, just like little titches of it here and there. So let's do the pink. So cute. I love all the color. All the colors. All right, so there it is on the petals. Isn't it looking so cute? So summery. And then we're gonna do a little bit on the inside. Here we go. What are you guys thinking? It looks so good. And then we're going to take our orange and we're just going to kind of put a little bit here and a little bit there. Hey, Miss Dawn. Yeah, we released, ooh, I didn't shake up the orange. Hold, please. It's like icky. We released our 6-petal craft kit, so I thought, well, let me just hop on and make this live so y'all can see how easy it is. All right, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna put this? All my little container holes are filled because I used 2 for white instead of just one. All right, there's a little titch of orange. And then I'm just going to add this in just like in little spots around. All right, so let's look at this petal. See how I just put it in, but it's enough, if you compare it to the petal next to it, that it kind of adds that just extra little pop. Can you see that? I love it. I love all the colors. I'm sorry, I stopped talking. I kind of got in a little zone there with the spinning. All right, now I just got to do the center. Oh my God, so cute. All right, and that is it. Isn't it so cute? I love, love, love it. Love, love, love it. All right, so that is our 12-inch. So I'm going to go grab the big guy. He should be done. And we are going to do our swishies on here right quick. And then we'll put some wires and some bows and things. All right, we're always going to start with our white. Now this is a much bigger flower, so I'm going to be using this really flat. And maybe more times than I did when we did the little one, which makes perfect sense, right? Because I just want to add, I need to add a little bit more, because my surface area is bigger. And I'm going to have to load my brush a lot more frequently as well, because one stroke completely flat is going to take out most of that paint. So as you can see, there's just multiple strokes there. That looks really good. Now I typically would come and then do one at the top. You can do it however suits you. Kind of come all the way around and back. That's a technique too. So. All right, now let's get this creamy white in the center. And this is the color I'm probably going to use the most of because I want those other colors to really pop off on that white. And with the white underneath of them, that's exactly what they will do. All right, let's do yellow. Sunflower yellow. Also drip paint. So you could, then make this into a splatter if you'd like. While I'm on that topic, if you want to splatter your flower, the easiest way that I know that I've learned is to take your paint and add just a little bit of water to it. So you could, and then you just basically, you don't want it to be super runny. It still has to have some consistency to it, but thinner than actual paint, if that makes sense. So start small. You can always add more, you can't take it out. And you'll know, because when you put your brush in and you try to flick it, it's not going to go anywhere if it's too thick. But splatter painting is always fun. You just want to, maybe depending on where you're doing it, put up a little piece of cardboard or whatnot behind it. I don't really have any brand control when it comes to the splatter painting. So, all right, so there's what it looks like with just the yellow, which I think is super cute, but not quite done. Yeah, and if you're catching this as a replay, doing your craft kit, obviously you can pause and go forward and fast forward through my ramblings. All right, so I just added pink into the center. And now we're gonna add our accent colors. We used to just do like a third accent color. So we would have like the pink and the yellow and then a third color. Well, I got to paint some things when we were getting ready to do Knob Hill, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Adding more colors is even more fun. Why not have all the colors? And then this is like currently, like I said, my favorite color palette for summer. You can see it's coming to life with all the color. And I'm just really working these extra colors in, kind of where there's, I don't call it blank space, but where the yellow and the white isn't, to just kind of give it a little more oomph. Because mixing this teal over the yellow is kind of, it will make a green color. And while green is very pretty, I really want the teal. So I'm just kind of working it over my white. I don't want to work it over my yellow, I guess is what I'm trying to say. For me personally. Boom. Oh, we gotta do the middle. I got so excited. All right. Well, look at we go. So stinking fun. Oh yeah, that orange is unshaken. Unshaken orange. All right, now this is my last color. So I'm just going to put it kind of wherever, that's what I told Joey last week when she was like, what are you doing with all these colors? I'm like, I just go where the paintbrush goes. I just go where the paintbrush goes. Just go where it takes you. I need a little more orange just to be sure that it's a little shaken. I'll have to try to find that video where I threw that I was live and the paint bottle went flying across the room. That was a mess. Oh my gosh. My face says everything that my mouth doesn't. So, yeah, it was pretty funny. It was during COVID, and I was all stressed out anyway, and then the paint bottle went flying across the room. Kind of broke the ice a little bit. All right. So fun. That is the thing that I love the most about painting is you can just do you. You can have two people that start with the exact same supplies and everything comes out so different. It's just unique. All right, I think I got them all. My goodness gracious, I love it. Do you love it? I love it. I think it's amazing. That's my favorite. And the only thing that's going to make it better is the bow. That's it. All right, let's see where we're at with the little guy. He should be dry. Now, where I like to put my bows on these flowers, these don't have holes in them. As soon as that gets dry, I'll show you that. But my favorite place to put the bow, obviously if it had a hanger wire, the little bow could just go right up here. But my favorite place to put the bows on this flower shape, I'm going to cut these off. And because I did not bring normally when I put the bows on like up here, which is where I'm going to put it, I use hot glue and E6000. The E6000 to permanently hold the bow, the hot glue just to hold it until the E6000 dries. E6000 is this. It's glue, flexible, paintable, industrial strength adhesive. But because I don't have my hot glue gun in here to hold that, I'm just going to use this piece of double-sided tape. And this stuff is super awesome too. I think I might have it it's a little thick. Oh wait, this one will work. I know, I don't feel like I should start a channel that's like the world's awkwardest crafter. Awkwardest, I don't think that's what. Most awkward crafter, Tammy Jolly. is what it is. All right, so I've got this double-sided tape. Like I said, normally I would use hot glue and E6000 to permanently hold it. But I like on this flower to put the bow like right at the top. I'll show you here. I get it stuck down. And this bow, even though I made it smaller, might be a titch big for this flower. Your bow, you know, for me, bows bigger isn't always better. It's supposed to enhance the project, not hide it. That's my personal crafting opinion. So sometimes when we make bows super big, depending on what they're going on, it doesn't add value to your craft. It takes away. Now that's Tammy Tolly's opinion, and with that and $6 you can get you a Starbucks. It's not worth much, but that's what I think. So even though I made this bow a lot smaller, in my opinion, it's still way too big for this flower. And I am using the kindergarten scissors apparently, which is what's taking so long. Look at these critters. Now let me tell you a story about these scissors. We have so many pairs of these scissors, and these are the scissors I started my business with. When all I was doing was hauling my stuff around from bar to bar, doing making takes. I didn't want, I didn't really know if it was going to be a thing, so I didn't want to spend a lot. So can you imagine showing up to your make and take, and these are the scissors that you were given. And after all these years, they still work as well as they did then, which is not very well. Hey, but good enough for purposes of this. All right, so this is done. How stinking cute is that? So if I was going to put wire, I would put it right here, and I would hang it. And then, like I said, I like the bow closer to the center. You can put your little bow wherever your little heart desires. And your bows will coordinate with this color scheme. I'm going to see if this one is dry because it has holes. I think it's dry enough if I am really careful. Because I wanted to just go over how you get the wire in there, which will come with the craft kit too. All right, so here are my holes up here. Here's my wire, also galvanized. I'm coming from the back side, and I'm going through the hole. Maybe. There we go, on both sides. Now, I'm a love a long hanger wire, but it depends on what kind of hanger you're going to hang this on, right? So I'm kind of doing like, ish, okay? You can make this however long you want. Now, I'm going to take this part that's sticking through, fold it back towards myself, okay, and under, so it loops around. And then I just take this and put it into a swirl. Now, if you have a pair of pliers, now when you're putting your wire on, it's a good time to have those handy, just because then you can kind of grab the end of your wire and tuck it down so that you don't poke yourself. All right, so again, I'm going to go down and towards me, wrap it around, just like that, okay, coming around, and then just make it into a little swirly. And then when you get to the end, anything will work, needle nose, regular pliers, just kind of tuck that point down so that it doesn't poke. Now, what I was rambling on about a few minutes ago about where the bow goes, again, I like the bow here, but your bow will have these little, we'll call this a pipe cleaner, and you can just take one end, put it through the hole, maybe, pull it tight, and then twist it just like a bread tie. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't look super cute up there, because it does look super cute up there. Look how super cute it looks up there. Super cute, okay? So, bow can go anywhere. You obviously, if you have a hot glue gun, I would suggest if you were going to glue your bow on, that you use something in addition to hot glue. Because steel gets hot, right? and it isn't going to stay long term. Now let me show you one other really super cute thing. I brought this little 6-inch bee in here because our product's steel. And look at how cute, how cute would that be? What's a little bead on there? You could just add your little bead. Order you up a bare metal bead because you would, well, you'd need to get black. But you could make yourself a little bead to add right on there. I love, love, love that. If I double stack the magnets, it makes it look super 3D, which I love. So that's just part of the magic of steel. All right. Well, again, if you're catching the replay, please let me know. If you are watching this on our YouTube channel, because I'll be downloading it and uploading it, and you're watching it because you're making the craft kit, if you have any questions, just reach out to us. Customer service at extravacated.com. You can always call the shop, 217-210-2393. Or you can join our text club and text us, and that phone number is 217-801-6444. Just text hello, and you can text me anytime. If it's after 9:30 at night, I'll probably be asleep and I'll have to get back to you tomorrow. But you can text me anytime. I hope you guys enjoyed the 6-petal flower. It is now available in a craft kit. It comes with all these amazing colors, which if these colors don't scream summer, I don't know what does. And it feels like summer outside too. So you guys take good care, and I will see you so very soon. Mwah.